On today's Northwest Cooks, Jeanette Caden is here from the Tin Shed Garden Cafe. And Jeanette is cooking up some really good Northeast Portland food. We're going to start off with a spinach salad. It has bacon in it. We're going to move along to our creamy artichoke sandwich. And then it's the belly pleaser. I've got my apron on, which means it must be time to sizzle. Welcome to this week's episode of Northwest Cooks. I'm Nick Miles, and we are in our Bradley Design and Education Center, where you can come and see all your Wolf and Sub-Zero products. And today, you can visit our website, which is right here, and actually get a look at the Design Center by clicking on the Bradley icon. And of course, find out everything about the show, the recipes, the menus, the restaurants, and the chefs. Which brings me to today's chef, who is Jeanette Caden, and you're from the Tin Shed Garden Cafe in Northeast Portland.
Right.
And tell me a little bit about the Tin Shed Garden Cafe and what you do, and what's the philosophy behind your food?
Sure. It's a local neighborhood restaurant, and we really believe in using sustainable, quality, delicious products.
So where can people find you?
They can find us on the corner of 14th Place and Alberta. They can also find us on the web at tinshedgardencafe.com. They can also find us at urbanfarmcollective.com.
Excellent. 3 places to find this fabulous restaurant. We're going to make 3 dishes today.
Okay.
What are they?
All right, we're going to start with a spinach salad.
Okay, and the second dish we're going to make is
a creamy artichoke sandwich, grilled sandwich.
And then the third dish, which I wanted to do all the time because it sounds fabulous, is...
It's a jasmine rice porridge with fresh mango.
I'm ready for all of this. All right, let's look at some of the ingredients for our salad. What do we have?
Well, we're going to make a balsamic vinaigrette from scratch here.
Okay.
So we've got some vegetable oil, balsamic vinegar, a little white pepper, a little salt, some sugar, and Dijon mustard. For the salad, we're going to do some nice bacon, a little fresh garlic. With the bacon and the dressing, we're going to warm that up. Once that's got a little heat to it, we're going to throw spinach, fresh mushrooms, toss it with the dressing, and then top it with some slivered almonds and some fresh tomato and a little hard-boiled egg.
Sounds delicious. All right, so what are we going to start with?
This is applewood smoked bacon. Get that sizzling. While that's sizzling, we're going to whip up this balsamic vinaigrette. So we're going to start with the balsamic vinegar, a little white pepper, a little salt, a little sugar.
That's powdered sugar?
It is.
Okay.
And about a tablespoon of Dijon.
Very quiet blender.
Get that incorporated a little bit. Bacon is working. It's looking good. So we're going to add this vegetable oil slowly. And if you add it slowly to the vinegar, it's going to emulsify, or it's going to make it that creamy, thick texture.
So while we're adding this oil, it is the perfect opportunity to take a look at this week's cooking tip.
Hi, Mark Pernich, Cisco, Portland, with your cooking tip of the day. Really humble little animal is a chicken. And so frequently they're just treated poorly, overcooked, stringy, dry, that kind of thing. What I have here is I have 2 what are referred to as an airline breast. It's a boneless breast chicken with just a little wing joint left on. I put a little salt on them and a little bit of pepper, and I'm going to flip them over and do the same thing, do the other side. And notice how when I go to salt, I'm not going to be down here with a little tight little sprinkle. I want to go up high, kind of like an aerial seasoning technique, like I'm bombing something. Okay? So a little bit of pepper on there. I got a pan on the stovetop. It's getting preheated. Okay? If I add it in, it's not hot. You're not going to hear a sizzle. And what you're going to get is you're going to get a chicken breast. It's going to not have any flavor. It's going to remain kind of this milky white kind of thing. So we're going to let these guys brown up, So the chicken, nice and brown, got a nice smell to it and everything. So I'm going to take these out, put them on a plate for presentation. Now here's the cool thing about cooking a chicken breast like that in a saute pan, or pork or beef or even scallops, anything like that. So I'm going to discard that grease. Now all this brown stuff that's on the bottom, that's the good stuff, okay? Now the French refer to this as a fond, or meaning foundation. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some chicken stock to that, and that's going to boil and get all those little bits, all those wonderful little bits of stuff off of there, okay? Now for a quick sauce, I got a little bit of horseradish here, okay? A little bit of mustard. You can use a Dijon or like a whole grain mustard. A little bit of that. Get that mixing in. Okay, everybody's fattening friend, Mr. Whipping Cream. Look at how thick this stuff is. So we got this reducing. You're starting to see the bubbles are getting big. When the bubbles are getting big, it's getting thick. Getting thick means it can burn, okay? So watch the size of your bubbles. Got a nice consistency to it. And we're going to put this right over part of the chicken. Now what I'm also doing is I'm not doing the whole thing, because I took a lot of time to get that chicken skin nice and crispy. And we all like a crispy skin. So I don't want to cover that skin, all of it, with that sauce. Leave a little bit off there so we still got that nice crisp skin. So there you go. Pretty simple little dish. Mark Bernatich, Cisco, Portland, your cooking tip of the day.
All right, so that's your cooking tip, and you can find that and all the other information about this show right here on the website. So we have made our dressing.
Yep, we have.
And what happens now? Do we go
Now
back over to the
Go
bacon?
back to the bacon. It looks like it's just about perfect. So you want this pretty close to fully cooked. And we're going to add, very important part here, some fresh garlic.
Nice.
So we're going to add the dressing to the bacon and garlic with the heat off. So you don't want to cook this down and reduce it. You just want to give it some temperature. So now we're going to take some fresh clipped spinach and add some sliced mushrooms.
Nice.
Which you can forage for around here in Oregon if you like. Add this warm bacon dressing. And then we're going to give this a good toss. Get that dressing fully incorporated.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to add the spinach with the bacon, the garlic, the mushrooms. To top that off, we're going to do some fresh tomatoes, preferably grown in your front yard. And this is the kicker right here, some toasted almonds.
That looks so good. And then you're going to chop a little bit of egg to add on to the top.
Do a little pile there, right on top.
When we return, what's the second dish we're going to make?
We're going to move on to our creamy grilled artichoke sandwich.
You want to stay tuned for that. Northwest Cooks will be right back.